What's up guys, this is Mark again. Thank you for watching this video. I am the founder and CEO of MetaGifts LLC. I founded this business in late 2017. It's been a great ride. It's been amazing. This video isn't necessarily about the business that I started in my store, but this video in particular is about the things that I learned in a little bit over a year of running this business, and some of the things that I wish I would have known when I started this business, which would have taken me so far very quickly, because these are the things that I've learned through experience in about over a year's time. So I've got a lot of things that I've learned, and I will definitely be sharing over time, but the most important that I wanted to share, I broke into 3 different things, and I'm going to share those now. And like I said, this isn't necessarily for my business, but this video will be very valuable if you're an entrepreneur, or if you want to become an entrepreneur, or you just want to use some of the strategies an entrepreneur might use to improve their life. So the first thing I want to talk about is accounting, and this is preliminary. This is something you need if you're going to become an entrepreneur. If you own a business, you have to understand accounting, and if you want to just accumulate wealth in your personal life, not even necessarily a business, you're going to need to understand accounting as well for your success. And when I talk about accounting, I'm not really talking about the classroom version of accounting where you have to go sign up for a class and sit through it and be lectured and learn so many different terms and learn all these things. When I talk about accounting, as far as personal and business accounting, you can really sum up the basics of accounting into 4 different things. And what I'm talking about in those 4 different things is your income, your expenses, your assets, and your liabilities, those 4 things. And if you're not familiar with, you most likely are, but if you're not familiar with these terms, income is where you are earning money, where money comes to you. This could be your job, this could be an investment that's paying dividends, it could be a service you provide that you get paid for, etc. It's anything that brings you money. Expenses is the exact opposite. Everything you spend your money, your phone bill, your electricity, your rent, food, entertainment, it's all an expense. Anything that takes money out of your pocket, anything you pay for is an expense. An asset, and sometimes people get assets kind of twisted. An asset is something that has value and it brings you money. So it's something you own as well. A lot of people would list their house or their car in their asset column, and truly these things do have value, but a car or a house is a true liability because it costs money, and maintaining those things is going to take more money. And one thing you also need to think about when you're listing your property in your asset column is, once you liquidate your asset and sell your house or your car, you're going to lose money, and your true value of what you listed it as is not always going to be what you're selling it for. So don't think about the things that you've spent your money and invested money in as assets. Those would truly be liabilities. Something like a business you own, or a stock or a bond or a mutual fund or something like that. Something you invest your money in and it brings you back more money would be an asset. So those would be something you list in an asset column. Something you own that brings you money. And then fourth of all, the exact opposite would be a liability. Something you're owning that is taking money away. Like I just said, a car would be a perfect example of a liability, because it costs you money to buy your car, pre-owned or new. You're going to spend money to buy it. You have to get insured, which costs more money. You're going to get a license and get their title, and then you're going to have to put gas in the thing. Then you got to put oil in it, and then wiper fluid, brakes, tires, wipers, etc. Everything is going to cost money. Anything maintenance-wise, you're going to have to upkeep it. It literally takes money. That's a liability. That's removing money from you. And the reason, so now that we understand these 4 terms, we can see why it's important to understand accounting. If you don't have any measure or any concept of where all your money's coming from, where it's coming out, and then all the things you own, what's taking your money, and what is even helping you generate money, if you have no clue where the direction the money's coming from and where it's going, how are you going to expect yourself to be able to accumulate more and save and to just know what's going on with your money, especially in your personal life and especially in your business? Like, if you don't understand accounting and you try to run a business and you don't keep good financial records, you're not going to have any clue how profitable you are, and you're not going to be able to test and measure your sales and your marketing, and it's gonna be a big question mark. So it's really in your best interest to keep financial records, especially in a business, but in your personal life as well, so you can accumulate more money. And you can just also realize, take an inventory, where are my liabilities? You can see where your money's leaking out, and then chop off your liabilities, look at your income, lower your expenses, take your income, start to buy assets, and then when your assets start bringing you more money, your assets will come back into your income column and you can buy more assets with it, and it's recursive. And then this is what rich people do. Rich people just take their income, feed their assets, and their assets literally give them more income to pay for all their expenses. And once you own enough assets, you are literally rich. If you own enough assets, you don't have to work a day in your life just because you've invested so much and you just understand how money works. So please understand accounting, and please keep good financial records. Keep adequate financial records for yourself. You don't have to obsess about your money, but just know where it's coming and where it's going. So that will give you great results. And once I learned that, my life changed tremendously because, like I said, I was able to know what direction my money's going, and that is preliminary if you want to get more of it. So keep that in mind. Next, that I want to talk about, second thing, this would be limiting beliefs. As far as an entrepreneur, you need to be aware of limiting beliefs, and just as a person who has goals, you need to be aware of this as well. This is going to be something very important that will lead you to your goals. So if you have limiting beliefs about becoming an entrepreneur, and I need to maybe take a step back and explain what a limiting belief is. So a belief is something, it's an idea, and a lot of times it's got emotion attached to it. It's an idea you have about something or someone, a person, place, or a thing. It's an idea system you have. And a lot of times, I know, especially in my circumstance, coming from a working family, you know, people who just work for different companies and stuff, and you've gone to school and you've seen everybody around you your whole life just working for money, and no one really is an entrepreneur, nobody owns a business. Sometimes you have different beliefs about what being an entrepreneur really is, and sometimes when you're in a different class, let's say you're in lower or middle class, you might have a different idea about the people above in the higher class. You might think that money is evil, you might think that rich people are greedy, you might think entrepreneurs are greedy, you might think money corrupts. If you have these beliefs about money, and you don't even know this and you don't realize it, and you're trying to accumulate money and you want to be an entrepreneur, but in your heart and in your core and your emotional body, you're feeling negatively about what you're trying to do, your spirit doesn't resonate with what you do, and you're not going to enjoy it, and you're not going to manifest the changes you want. So keep that in mind. You need to, in addition to taking a accounting inventory, you need to take a emotional and a belief system inventory. So you need to ask yourself, let's say, because you clicked on this video, most likely you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to gain more information to help you in those pursuits. So if you want to own your own business, you got to think, how does a business owner think? And how does a business owner feel about money? How does a business owner spend their time? How does a business owner do everything you're going to do? And you got to think, how does a business owner think? You know, how would a business owner think about money? If you are a poor person, you might have the idea, like I said a minute ago, that money is evil and, you know, money corrupts. Money is the root of all evil. You've probably heard these things over and over again, but if you want to look at a rich person's belief system, they might tell you that money is truly neutral. That might be a belief they have. Money is just energy. Money is truly neutral, and it can be good. If you have good intentions, money will just magnify your good intentions. That's personally what I believe. I believe money is just solidified energy. It's like electricity. It's literally worthless paper or coins that really don't have any value as far as the metals into it, but we've assigned value into it. So it's just like, if you provide a valuable good or a service, you will be rewarded. So you just need to understand that if you give equivalent value and you give value into the world in your business, and you understand that money will return, you just got to understand that you're worthy of earning money. If you don't believe that you are capable of earning money, or you don't think you deserve money, you are not going to attract money. That's just as simple as it's going to get. Like your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions have to be aligned for you to manifest anything. Like, you might on accident manifest things on unintentionally when you aren't aligned like this, but it's not going to be true and it's not going to stick. So limiting beliefs, if I want to break this down even more so you can understand it, make sure your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are aligned. And if this is all aligned, chances are you have positive beliefs and they aren't limiting you in your pursuits. But if your thought is you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't feel like it, you don't feel like entrepreneurship is good and it's not for you, and you try to become an entrepreneur but you're missing one of these things, it's not going to work. Simple as that. You got to have all three. So hopefully that makes sense as far as the limiting beliefs goes. And then, oh my goodness, this is so important. Like, oh man, if I could go back a year and just tell myself this, oh my goodness, man, I would be, oh man, like, oh, okay. So the third thing I want to talk about, you will see why I'm so freaking heated right now. This is that I want to talk about the 80-20 rule. And once I explain this rule, I will explain also why this rule is so valuable and why it just changed everything for me once I learned this. But you might be familiar already if you're not familiar with the 80-20 rule. The concept is 80% of the results that you get come from 20% of your actions. You're going to be occupied, let's say 100% of your day, whether you're, working on your business or at work or with your family or something, or just free time. You're always using 100%, but only 20% of that time and all that action, all that effort is giving you 80% out of the 100% of your results. So once you realize that, take some time to think about your routine. And I guess if you want to take this video to heart, you'll be taking 3 inventories. You'll be taking a financial inventory of your accounting table. You'll be taking a belief inventory, and then you'll also be taking a routine inventory. And this routine inventory, what I mean by this is look at your day-to-day, look at your habits, look at all the things you do. Like, look at your morning routine. Like, if you wake up and take a shower and brush your teeth and get on your phone and do this and do this, look at everything you're doing, checking your emails, look at all of it. Look at everything you do on a regular basis, and then you need to ask yourself, like, what is the most important thing I did today? Or if you have goals, look at your goals and ask yourself, what's the most important goal I have on this list? And once you've realized that, you've set priority of your actions. And once you've realized, what your sphere of influence is and the priority of all the things that you can do, all your goals and anything that you could be using to occupy your time, once you understand that, you go directly into the first top priority thing. Like, if you could only do one thing for your whole day and you figured out what the most important thing to do would be, you do that thing as fast as you possibly can. And you, not necessarily as fast, but you attack that with your full undivided attention and focus. You give it your best work, you complete that, you wipe it out, and then once you're done with that, go to the next one. Hit number 2, hit number 3, hit number 4. This is how you be proactive. Like, you need to understand all the things that concern you. You stop giving your time and attention to the things that won't bring you results. And the reason I got so upset, just because my emotions get so tied into this whenever I talk about this, because this literally changed so much for me. Whenever I started running my business, it was a lot of work to get this business started. Like, I had to make a website for the first time ever, and this is an industry I've never been in, and I had to conquer a lot of limiting beliefs, and I had to learn a lot about money and literally everything, and marketing and Facebook and so many different things. And once I got into the groove of making my business, I was very busy, and I just thought, because I had heard different belief systems that other people gave me, where it is necessary to be hustling and grinding all the time and work harder than anybody else. And I literally kept myself busy for months and months and months and months and months, where I had no free time. I was literally the busiest person I'd ever known, where any waking moment of my life, I had something on my agenda, because I had just filled my calendar and filled every day and filled my whole routines with just work to do. It was all for my business, but it was all just work. And a lot of that work, most of that work, was not work that brought me the best results. Like, I got results, and I got good results, and I'm so proud of where I've come in 1 year's time, a little over a year's time. But, oh my goodness, if I implemented this strategy towards the beginning, just imagine where I'd be now. You'll see where I'm at another year, but oh my goodness. I just wish I could go back in time and tell myself about this, because that would change the game for me, ultimately. But I'm just blessed to know it now. So I just want you all to understand that you should really take an inventory of your routine, your day-to-day life. Think about what brings you results, what is not bringing you any results. I guarantee a lot of things are not bringing you results. So take those things out of your life straight up, and you will be so glad you did. And then find priority of what's the most important. Start going at that with all your time and attention and focus, and you'll just see you're getting more and more proactive every single day, and you become effective, and you're getting results better. Like, oh my goodness. And like, man, you're gonna understand once you get results through this method that the belief system of hustling is necessary is false. It's so false. Hard work is very valuable. Don't get me wrong. It is so valuable. You need to be a hard worker if you really want to make changes in your life and you want to create something great. You should work hard for anything that you really care about. But please understand, you don't have to hustle, and you don't have to stress yourself out, and you don't have to overwork yourself. Like, if you want to look at Sam Walton and you want to look at some stranger who works at like a fast food restaurant in your town or whatever, like, chances are, oh, this is so messed up, but like, chances are that fast food worker is probably working harder than Sam Walton, straight up. Like, he's probably rushed. Let's say he works at McDonald's. He's probably rushed all the time. He never gets a break. I mean, unless it's his break time, but you know, there's cars going through McDonald's all the time. He's probably flipping burgers the whole time he's at work. Like, doesn't have an easy job. He is hustling. And like, you know, he's already got those hours in his job. And if he's going to hustle more towards the end of, like, after he's out of work and he wants to invest in his business, if he's going to hustle every waking hour, like, that's going to give him results. But really, the reason Sam Walton is so much more effective than this random guy at McDonald's, and I've worked at McDonald's before, so I'm not trying to knock that. Everybody's done the McDonald's before, it's cool, but Sam Walton knows how to use his time. Sam Walton is a proactive man, and he takes priority of all of his actions, and he does the most rewarding thing he can first, and that's what he does. And he also knows the power of his time, how valuable it is. Time is one of your most valuable resources. You can't buy it. So obviously he has a lot of employees to make sure that he has the time. I'm not even sure if he's alive anymore, honestly, but that was a great man, and he's very successful, so you can really model your life after him. And a lot of other people. But hustling isn't necessary. Like, sure, you gotta work hard, but seriously know your limits and don't stress yourself out. Because there's a lot of times where in my business, in my pursuits, in my job, and doing everything that I do all the time, I burnt myself out, and I would work so hard for like months at a time, and then like maybe I'd be so burnt, like mentally I might need to take a week break off, or like 2 weeks or something. So like, stay steady. They say slow and steady wins the race, and it's true. Like, if you gotta slow down, do it, but just don't stop. Keep your momentum and just take priority. Like, if you're feeling stressed out and you're overwhelmed, and chances are, I guarantee you felt it. You might even be feeling it now. Like, I've felt that feel this year so many times. Once you feel that feeling, take a step back, chill out, and then just say, okay, what's on my plate? What do I have to do? You just write it on a list, you know? That's my inner Virgo rising coming out. I'm so good at making lists and just staying organized, and like, that's where I get my structure. But write it all down so you can see it, and then just look at, say, if I could only take one of these things and do it today, only one, what would be the most important thing? And then once you've got 20 things down to just one more thing, it's not so bad. Just do one thing at a time. Like, that's the only way you can eat an elephant. It's just one bite at a time. Straight up. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. I love and appreciate all. If you aren't subscribed, please hit the sub button so you can stay notified when we upload more videos to this channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Also stay tuned, because it is about the end of the year, so in I guess spirit of the tradition, or the video I did last year, I'm going to review this year probably tomorrow, because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and yeah, so stay tuned. That's going to be great. It's been a wonderful year. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. Thank you for supporting me and believing in me and giving me all the love and support. I really do appreciate it. I couldn't do anything without you guys watching this video and helping me manifest just everything I did this year. So I'm just so eternally grateful. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I will see you tomorrow. Blessings and love and all that good stuff. Thanks again.